Why you don't need to be perfect to speak English. The fear of mistakes versus the power of imperfection. Imagine this: you are in a cafe in another country. The waiter asks, "What would you like to order?" You open your mouth to speak, but suddenly your brain freezes. What if I say something wrong? What if people laugh? What if I sound stupid? Now let's change the story. Imagine a confident traveler, maybe someone like Ravi from Sri Lanka or Lenka from Slovakia. They don't speak perfect English, but they don't care. I want big coffee. No, wait. Large coffee. The waiter understands, nods, and brings the coffee. Mission accomplished. The big question: who is the better English speaker? The one who knows perfect grammar but is too scared to speak? The one who makes mistakes but communicates? Let me tell you a secret. Speaking English is not about perfection. It's about communication. A dramatic example: when English mistakes save the day. One day, Arvid, a backpacker from Sweden, got lost in a small town in Brazil. His phone was dead. He couldn't find his hotel. He panicked. But instead of staying silent, he tried to speak. Did he use perfect English? No. Did people laugh at his strange sentences? Maybe. But did they understand him? Yes. And they helped him find his hotel. Now imagine if he had stayed quiet, afraid of making mistakes. He might still be wandering the streets today. Mistakes don't stop you. Fear stops you. A funny example: the banana incident. I once had a student from Vietnam Bao who wanted to buy bananas in an English-speaking country. But he didn't know the word banana. So what did he do? He pointed at the fruit and said, "Yellow long food, monkey-like." Did the shopkeeper understand? Yes. Did Bao get his bananas? Yes. Did he speak perfect English? No. But who cares? He got what he wanted. And this is why you do not need to be perfect to speak English. You just need courage and a little creativity. Why perfection isn't necessary. Close your eyes and imagine you are sitting in a room full of native English speakers. They are talking fast, laughing, using slang, and suddenly someone asks you a question. Your heart starts racing. Your brain screams, "I must answer perfectly." But then, silence. You say nothing because you're afraid of making a mistake. Now, let me tell you something important. Even native speakers make mistakes all the time. Example 1. Hollywood actors forget English. Did you know that some Hollywood actors forget words in English, even though it's their first language? Imagine a famous actor in an interview. Interviewer: "So, tell us about your new movie." Actor: It's about, wait, what's the word? Explosion. No. Destruction. Yes, it's about destruction. Even they struggle to find the right word. But do they stop speaking? No. They keep going. Lesson: you don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep talking. The English expert who failed at ordering food. Let's talk about Javier from Argentina. He studied English for 10 years. He knew grammar better than most native speakers. He could explain the difference between past perfect continuous and future conditional, which, let's be honest, no one really needs in daily life. But when he traveled to London and tried to order breakfast, Javier, I would like to request the ingestion of a morning meal composed of scrambled avian reproductive products and toasted fermented wheat slices. Waiter, you mean eggs and toast? Javier, yes. That. His English was perfect but too complicated. Now compare this to Zara from Indonesia. She just said, "Egg toast, please," and the waiter understood immediately. Less perfect. More effective. Lesson: speaking English is about being understood, not about using fancy grammar. The myth of perfect English. Have you ever thought, one day I will speak perfect English and then I will start talking? Let me tell you a secret, that day will never come. Think about this. Do babies wait until they can speak perfectly before they start talking? No. They just babble until people understand. Do musicians wait until they can play perfectly before they perform? No. They just practice in public and get better. Do chefs wait until they can cook perfectly before making food? No. They burn a few dishes first. You learn by doing. You don't learn by waiting. The story of Mr. Hiroshi and his broken English. Let's meet Mr. Hiroshi from Japan. He is 65 years old. He started learning English at the age of 60. Yes, it's never too late. His English is not perfect. He says things like, "Yesterday I go to shop," instead of, "Yesterday I went to the shop." This food very good. I like much. Instead of, this food is very good. I like it a lot. But guess what? Everyone understands him. He has traveled to 10 different countries, made new friends, and even gave a speech in English at a conference. Meanwhile, some people who studied English for years are still too afraid to speak. Lesson: Mr. Hiroshi is winning at life. Why? 'Cause he speaks even with mistakes. How to stop worrying and start speaking. Now that you know you don't need to be perfect, what should you do next? When speak first, fix later. Don't overthink grammar. Just talk. If someone corrects you, great. That's how you learn. To use simple words. You don't need fancy words. Just say things in the easiest way possible. 3. Think like a child. Children don't care about mistakes. They just talk. Be like them. Laugh at your mistakes. If you say something funny by accident, just laugh and keep going. Mistakes make learning fun. 5. Keep going. Every time you speak, you improve. Every mistake is a step toward fluency. Next time you feel afraid to speak, remember, a simple "I go store now" is better than saying nothing at all. A funny mistake is better than being silent. And speaking imperfect English is 100% better than not speaking at all. So go out there and speak. Final thought: speak English today. Now let's imagine a moment in the future, your future. You are in an airport waiting for your flight. A traveler next to you asks, "Excuse me, do you know where the gate for flight 27 is?" Scenario 1, the fearful you. Your brain goes into panic mode. Oh no! What if I make a mistake? Your heart beats faster. You want to answer, but your mind is busy checking grammar. Should I say it is there or it's over there? Should I use go or walk? In the end, you just smile awkwardly and say nothing. Traveler walks away. You missed a chance to use your English and help someone. Scenario 2, the confident you. You take a deep breath. You don't worry about being perfect. You point in the right direction and say, "Yes, gate is over there." You walk 5 minutes. Boom! Mission accomplished. Traveler smiles, thanks you, and goes on their way. Was your English perfect? No. Did they understand you? Yes. Did you communicate successfully? Absolutely. This is what speaking English is all about. What if you had stayed silent? Now, let's go even further into the future. Imagine you are sitting at home 10 years from now, thinking about all the opportunities you missed because you were afraid of making mistakes. The job interview you never took because you thought your English wasn't good enough. The new friends you never made because you were scared of speaking. The adventures you never had because you thought you needed to be perfect first. But wait. Let's change this story. Imagine instead. You applied for that job and got it because you were confident enough to try. You made friends from different countries because you didn't let mistakes stop you. You traveled the world, ordered food in restaurants, asked for directions, told stories, and laughed because you decided to speak. What's the difference between these two futures? One thing, you stopped waiting for perfection and started speaking today. Stop waiting, start speaking now. Think about this. How did you learn your first language? Did you study grammar books for years before you spoke? No. You just started speaking. You made mistakes. You said funny things. People corrected you. And little by little, you became fluent. Guess what? You can do the same with English. Here's your challenge. Start speaking today, even if it's just one sentence. Talk to yourself in English. Describe what you see. Send a voice message to a friend. Say something in English to a stranger. It doesn't matter if it's perfect. It only matters that you do it. Your English journey starts now. Tell me, what's the first English sentence you're going to say today? Write it down. Say it out loud. 'Cause today you start speaking.